Hello and welcome to the Unapologetically Authentic Leadership channel. My name is Brooke Bernard and I am a transformational leadership coach. I created this space to empower women in leadership to lead authentically, to live authentically, to be who they are without apology. And anyone who supports women is welcome here. This channel is a safe space. And I want to be able to be that for a lot of you right now because I know that many of us are not feeling safe. If you are happy and excited about our president-elect, then this video is probably not going to be for you. Unless you're open to hearing the other side of how people are feeling right now. Personally, I watched the election results come in and I felt sick inside because I knew what it meant. I knew what was coming. I knew that many other women were going to be watching and understanding that despite people's best efforts to shine a light on how women were suffering, what they were afraid of, the real challenges that they were facing, despite all of the efforts, all the news stories, all the speeches, all the Instagram posts and Facebook posts and online conversation and conversations with friends and family, despite it all, it didn't matter, or at least it feels like it didn't matter. This is for all of you who feel that sense of grief right now. You may be feeling sad, you may be feeling angry, you may just be in disbelief. Devastated is the word that keeps coming to mind because that is how I feel. I felt so heavy. My soul was just tired and I felt sick. And I know that so many of us are really disappointed about how things went. Not because we were married to a specific candidate, not because of a Democratic allegiance, but because it is hard to reconcile that people that we love, people that we value, would make the choice they made, would vote for someone who does not value our lives, who does not respect us as equals, who has very openly stated that he is going to cause a lot of harm, a lot of which is not reversible. Pregnancy has become a really scary thing. Access to reproductive health care is disappearing in a lot of states where a lot of people live. I am happy to say that several states did add things to their constitutions that will protect women's rights when it comes to their health. But let's be clear, a national ban on a lot of these things that we need is still possible. And that's why people like me are afraid. That's why I'm having conversations with friends, people texting me about the potential of choosing to get their tubes tied because they're afraid to get pregnant. Growing up, I didn't think I'd ever say that I'd be afraid to get pregnant. I always wanted to be a mom. I always wanted to have kids. I came from a big family where there were always lots of little cousins and I loved holding them and talking to them and reading with them and playing with them, and I just thought that would be my life, that someday I'd have a family of my own and it would be exciting, and it was part of what I pictured. And now I think it's a reality that a lot of people are rightfully nervous about what it means, because it's not just about getting pregnant and deciding you don't want the pregnancy. I have friends that are in their late 30s and early 40s who want to be moms, who are considering IVF, who want to have families and are planning their timeline so they can have the children they want. The reality is any one of them could miscarry or could have a pregnancy that's not viable. And what happens then? Do they get the treatment they need? Do they have to leave their home state to get it? I never thought living in our country that I would have to feel this way about what I thought was one of the happiest experiences you could have. Now is not the time that you need to apologize for anything that you are experiencing. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to be afraid. It is okay to feel all the feelings you're having. You are not crazy for the way that you feel. You are not misunderstanding what is happening. And you certainly don't need anyone else to be making decisions for you or your life. You are whole. You are capable. You are worthy. You are enough. It's easy to feel alone right now. It's easy to feel disconnected, but the good news is there are a lot of us that are feeling that same way, and if we are all feeling alone, that means we're not alone. We're not alone. You are not alone. Now is the time to find community. Whether that community is in person or online, now is the time to connect with others, grieve with others, heal together. Talk about the things that are scaring you. Talk about the worries you have for the future. Try to understand what all this means, but do it in community. That is where you find your path forward. That is where you get help feeling all the feelings because you have a space to process. And not all of us are lucky enough to live in a space where we are surrounded by others who are like-minded. Many of us have divided households, where you and your family, or maybe even you and your friends, voted for two different futures. And that is what we're talking about, because each candidate represented a possible future. And unfortunately, the majority of Americans went in a direction that makes a lot of us feel like we are not safe. So find your people, take solace in those who are sharing your grief. Grieve. Grieve this loss that we have. Feel all the feelings and don't give up hope. We will all find our way forward, and we can all do it in our own time. So don't rush. We experience loss, and that loss changes us. So perhaps think about how this loss will change you. What new version of you will step forward out of this period of grief? I know right now it is really easy to feel hopeless, and no one wants to feel hopeless or helpless. We have the power to make a choice. When your energy starts to come back to you, that is the time to start thinking about what is your next step. Where will you put your energy? When we are seen, heard, valued, understood, and supported by people who share our beliefs and our values, we become empowered to take action and create change. So after you have given yourself time to grieve and process everything that has happened and what it will mean for your future, then figure out the right path forward for you. How will you contribute to the future that you want to see? I am rooting for you and me to become completely unapologetic about what we believe, about who we are. Because that is always the lane I have lived in, but I feel that way to my core. I always wanted to do this channel because I wanted to empower women. I wanted to support them to be their true selves, to be able to build the life, the career that they wanted as themselves. No playing small, no playing the game that's been set up for us by society. I wanted to support people in moving through life in a way that felt like they were aligned with their values and that they were being true to themselves. And that was already challenging. And now it just got that much more difficult. So now more than ever, I'm going to be thinking about what kind of content would be helpful for you. Please, if you have requests, let me know. I want this to be a place where people can come and they can get what they need. They can get validation. They can feel seen. They can pick up some new skills along the way that's going to help them to be the badass leader that they are. We need as women to feel strong, and strength and vulnerability are not in competition with each other. Being vulnerable is a show of strength. Being authentic is a show of strength. Coming from a place of love and compassion, that is strength. Being there to show up as your best self for you and for others, that is strength. Never let anyone try to put you in your place. Your place is at the table. Your place is being a leader. And I don't care if you're working in corporate America, in the hospital systems, universities, non-for-profits, if you're leading groups in your church or in your hometown, wherever you have a voice, I hope you will use it. I hope that you will find the courage to take action, to meet fear and anxiety, and accept that you are human and you will have those feelings, and to move forward with them. Take them with you. I talk about on this channel how those things are not something to shrink from. Be passionate, be courageous. And if you can't fight for yourself, fight for those around you. Speak the truth, speak from your heart, speak from your experience. Let your humanity guide you. You get to be the author of your own story. You get to write your own narrative. So what is the next chapter going to be for you? What is your story? Mine has always been that I am an advocate, leader, strategist, compassionate. I am real. I am fiery, opinionated, loving, loyal, strong, and I can do anything I put my mind to. And I empower those around me to do the same. And your way of taking action might be really different than mine. As long as we are all contributing in ways that feel true to us, we will be able to create the change that we want to see. So when the time comes, I hope you will share with me what your contribution is going to be. Let's create a new future together, one where we all have the right to have full control over our bodies and feel safe in our own skin. I promise I will create a space where we can have community, where there is support. And you have my word, I will remove all comments that try to disrupt that safe space. So find community here with me. Chat with me in the comments. Ask me your questions. DM me on Instagram. I will be here to support you. Until next time, stay true to yourself, lead with purpose, and thank you for watching.